home of the three-piece combos, pugilism company. This is Reed, BBS. Black Birch Sugar, bachelor's in boxing studies. Well, Anthony Joshua retains his IBF, WBA, and WBO heavyweight titles with the 7th round KO of Alexander Povetkin. Let me first say and start off with an appreciation, a long-time admiration of the British big fight atmosphere. That's like one of my boxing bucket list items. I love the pomp and the circumstance that comes with those big fights over in the UK and England. Just that British atmosphere, like I said. The big fight, the fancy entrances, the ring entrances, it all started with the big British fights. It all started over there. Razzmatazz is what they called it back then. Prince Nassim Hamed, he perfected it, bar none. My man had magic carpet entrances, and he had Diddy over there before, and he would have he had like the cars, the fancy cars with the hydraulics in them. He's done all the craziest entrances ever were Prince Nassim Hamed, for sure. He perfected it. But it was the generation of British fighters before him who kickstarted it. Your Chris Eubanks seniors, Nigel Benn, Steve Collins, fighters of that ilk. The Brits, they've been putting it down for years, man. I've always enjoyed and appreciated the fans' commitment to it and just the showmanship that they display. The song Sweet Caroline, oh, oh, oh. Like, I wanna be a part of that type of atmosphere. The chants that they do, so that's like a soccer country. That's a soccer area, and the chants that they use in soccer matches, they bring to boxing. Y'all remember the Ricky Hatton chant? There's only one Ricky Hatton. Hey, Anthony Joshua, on that same vein, on that same wavelength, Anthony Joshua, he's getting that same treatment. He's got choreographed flames. Like they shooting in the air, flames on fire and shit. He's got his initials on fire. And he's even got his own chant. Oh, Anthony Joshua. I like that stuff, man. I really do. I really like that. I appreciate it. And you only get that consistently from British fight crowds. So hats off to y'all, man. Fair play to y'all, as they say. But bells and whistles aside, this was a telling win. A telling win. The most telling win of the career of Anthony Joshua. And I stated as much that it would be in my last podcast. My man got hit a lot by an even-handed puncher. And as I've stated many times, look at that highlight reel of KOs of Alexander Povetkin. He put hands. He hit Joshua with left hooks. He hit him with looping right hands. He busted Joshua's nose as early as round 1. And he did this with what? With what? A three-piece combo. I don't know if you synced it, Sarge, but it was a three-piece. Yet another three-piece. It was a left hook, a right uppercut, and a left hook combo. And it shook Joshua, man, and immediately fucked his nose up for the remainder of the fight. So I've read and heard people saying, hey, man, Joshua, he was tired as early as round 2 or 3. You could see him with his mouth open looking for wind. Well, yeah, because his nose got fucked up. His nose was bleeding, running like a damn water out of a faucet as early as round 2, like gushing out of his nose. So, yeah, he couldn't breathe out of his nose. He had to get wind somehow. It was via his mouth. But he sucked it up. He weathered the adversity. And all the while, Joshua stayed engaged. What I liked or didn't like at first but ended up liking was how he changed levels. He changed levels real good. Most trainers wouldn't want a 6'6" motherfucker giving away his height, crouching down at all. I mean, the fact of the matter is it's dangerous. Nonetheless, Joshua was mostly targeting the body of Povetkin with right hooks and stabbing left jabs. And as the fight progressed, Joshua, he would stab. And then, bam, out of nowhere, he would fire right cross to the head. And it was this very combination which pretty much ended the fight in the 7th. It was, you could call it like an unorthodox 1-2. He stabbed to the body and then fired a right cross to the head. That's, hey man, whether you like Joshua or not, or his promoter, whatever, that's quality shit. That's quality shit from any fighter, especially a 6'6", 246-pound heavyweight. Let's just, props where props are due, man. That was quality shit. And you could see Joshua working it as early as like the 3rd or the 4th, and it paid off in the 7th. So he stayed committed, despite the fact he was getting touched a lot by a dude who can hit with both hands. He stayed focused on his fight plan, his goal, and he executed. That big right, it eventually, Povetkin dropped on his side. Hell, he damn near fell out the ring trying to regain his footing. And then when the action resumed, he was dropped again seconds later with a big flurry punctuated by a long, brutal right hand. Like he was against the ropes and then, pow! Long right hand just crashed against his chin, man. At the point where Joshua was unleashing the punch, the ref and Povetkin's corner were trying to jump in and save him, but it still landed anyway. But yeah, like I said, Joshua, he showed toughness. The chin questions were answered a bit. Now, in the heavyweight division, all it takes is one punch to end any heavyweight fight. So you could have the greatest chin ever. You could be Tex Cobb. You could be Ali. You could be whomever. But you get hit right by the right dude, and especially in the heavyweight division, you can go. But I think this fight proves Joshua ain't chinny. He ain't chinny, as they say. Like he's not Amir Khan in terms of taking a punch. My man packed 80,000 plus. Yeah, it was quite a bit lower than the turnout for the Klitschko fight, admittedly, but 80,000 is 80,000 asses in seats, period. And this was just Joshua's 22nd pro fight, man. And he's only 28. That's a baby. That's a damn infant by heavyweight standards. He's clearly improving, and time is on his side. Time is on his side. So obviously, April 13th, 2019, in Wembley Stadium. Oh, Anthony Joshua. Who's he gonna fight? He says any challenge is welcome. But does he want it? Does Hearn want it? Will AJ demand it? Will he demand what we want? He said he's been negotiating with Wilder since the Carlos Takam fight, and it didn't work out. But the fact of the matter is, to this point, despite having a good, clean KO over a dangerous guy, April 13th, 2019 has got to be against the winner of Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Period. That has to be his next opponent. Not a rematch with Dillian White. I don't want to see no fight with Big Baby Miller either. Not before you fight the Wilder Fury winner. Period. Simple as that, bruh. Anything else? And all the goodwill that you had that started dwindling, that you've kind of put a Band-Aid on, all of that will seriously evaporate forever. You have to fight the winner of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder next. From the home of the three-piece combos, Pugilism Company. This is Reed, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.